Kid Rock, whose real name is Robert James Ritchie, is a famous artist with a wild lifestyle and a tumultuous music career. But his life is not without its deep sorrows. The greatest sorrows in his life, based on what he has shared and his journey, are probably the loss and betrayal in his personal relationships, especially his short-lived marriage to Pamela Anderson from 2006 to 2007, along with the difficulties of raising his son, Robert James Ritchie Jr., in the context of a broken family. The marriage to Anderson, which lasted only 4 months, left a big hole in his heart, not only because of the breakup, but also because of the public controversy and the emotional damage he suffered afterward. The marriage began on a yacht in Saint-Tropez in July 2006, with Pamela Anderson in a white bikini and Kid Rock in his signature fedora. But just a few months later, on November 27, 2006, Anderson filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences, shortly after she suffered a miscarriage, an event Kid Rock later questioned. "She called me from Vancouver, said she had just lost our baby, and hung up," he recalled in a 2007 Rolling Stone interview. "But when I got there, she was partying, dancing on tables, drinking champagne. I was like, how did you recover so quickly?" Not only did this doubt deepen the pain of his loss, it also left him feeling betrayed, a feeling he described as more painful than a Tommy Lee punch, a reference to the altercation with Anderson's ex-husband at the 2007 MTV Video Music Awards. This sadness was compounded by the difficulties of his relationship with Kelly South Russell, the mother of his son, Robert James Ritchie Jr. Born in 1993, Robert Jr. was the product of a decade-long high school relationship with Kid Rock. But the relationship fell apart when he discovered that 2 of the 3 children he raised with Russell were not his biological children. The betrayal, according to Rolling Stone in 2000, sent him into a deep depression, forcing him to fight for custody of his son and raise him as a single father. "I lost faith in humanity for a long time," he said in a 2007 interview on the Kevin and Bean radio show, sounding sad. The death of his father, William "Bill" Ritchie, in 2024 was also a huge blow. Bill Ritchie, a successful car dealer in Michigan, had a profound influence on Kid Rock, from teaching him work ethic to supporting him in the early days of his career. In an Instagram post on February 15, 2024, Kid Rock wrote, "My dad was the greatest man I've ever known. Losing him is something I was never ready to face." Kid Rock's greatest sorrow, then, is a combination of emotional wounds from marriage and love, family betrayal, and the irreparable loss of his beloved father, things that have shaped him into the strong and vulnerable person he is today. Kid Rock's career is a tale of innovation, perseverance, and bitter failure, reflecting a journey from underground Detroit rap to the pinnacle of rock and country music. He began his musical career in the 1980s as a teenager in Romeo, Michigan, joining the breakdancing group The Beast Crew and teaching himself to rap and DJ at local parties. His debut album, Grits Sandwiches for Breakfast, 1990, marked his beginnings in the rap scene, but it was only a modest success with the single Yo Da Lin in the Valley. Still, the album helped him sign with Jive Records and establish a reputation in Detroit's underground hip-hop community, where he battled with Eminem, who would later become his close friend. Kid Rock's biggest success came with Devil Without a Cause, 1998, a rap, metal, and rock album that sold over 14 million copies worldwide, thanks to singles like Bawit Daba, Cowboy, and Only God Knows Why. The album not only catapulted him to stardom, but also established him as a pioneer in the rap-rock genre. Following his success, Rock and Roll Jesus, 2007, marked a shift toward rock and country, with the single All Summer Long topping the charts in 8 countries and helping the album reach #1 on the Billboard 200, selling over 5 million copies. Later projects like Born Free, 2010, a collaboration with Rick Rubin, and Sweet Southern Sugar, 2017, continued to demonstrate his versatility, from soulful ballads to upbeat all-American songs. However, his career has not been without its setbacks. After initial success with Jive Records, he was dropped by the label in 1994 due to poor sales of subsequent projects such as The Polyfuse Method, 1993, and Early Mornin' Stoned Pimp, 1996. This period forced him to self-release music through his own label, Top Dog Records, working tirelessly in small clubs to make ends meet. Another failure was his album Rebel Soul, 2012, which, although well received by fans, failed to achieve the commercial success of his previous albums, marking a decline in his influence in the mainstream market. Additionally, his political controversies, including his support of Trump and use of the Confederate flag in concerts from 2001 to 2006, have cost him some of his audience, especially after he was criticized by civil rights groups like the National Action Network in 2015. Kid Rock's attempts to make him cry often have to do with his dedication to his music and his audience. When preparing for Devil Without a Cause, he worked tirelessly in the studio, sometimes sleeping just a few hours a day to perfect the songs. "I cried when I first listened to Only God Knows Why, because it was everything I'd ever been through," he told Spin in 1999. On his Rock and Roll Jesus tour, he was so exhausted after a long night in Nashville that he sat alone on the tour bus and cried because he felt he couldn't live up to the expectations of the audience. "I just wanted people to see how serious I was about music," he told Rolling Stone in 2007. Those tears were not just a sign of exhaustion, but also a testament to his passion and resilience, turning setbacks into motivation to reach new heights. Kid Rock is not only an entertainer, but also a man with great aspirations, always striving to achieve beyond the musical framework. One of his biggest goals is to become a symbol of freedom and the American way of life, which he expresses through his fusion of musical genres, from rap, rock, to country. Devil Without a Cause and All Summer Long are not only commercially successful songs, but also his manifesto for pushing musical boundaries, bringing a unique style that he calls redneck rap. He once told Blender in 2007, "I want people to listen to my music and feel free, like they can do whatever they want." He also aspires to leave a lasting legacy in the entertainment industry. His guest appearance on Grandpa's Over Flowers, 2013, and his performance at Donald Trump's inauguration in 2025 have been ways in which he has expanded his influence beyond music and become a pop culture figure. He has founded the Kid Rock Foundation, a charity that donates to causes such as sending Kid Rock care packages to U.S. military personnel overseas, demonstrating his desire to make a positive contribution to society. "I want to be remembered as someone who doesn't just make music, but does something meaningful," he told the Detroit Free Press on January 10, 2020. In addition, Kid Rock has always tried to keep his concert ticket prices low, usually just $20, to increase accessibility for low-income fans and combat ticket scalping. In a June 15, 2013, Billboard interview, he said, "I don't want anyone to miss my show because they can't afford it." At 54 in 2025, he continues to seek new challenges, from producing the album Bad Reputation, 2022, to performing at major events such as the MAGA Victory Rally before Trump's inauguration. His greatest achievement is to be recognized as a free-spirited artist, not bound by any stereotype, someone who lived life to the fullest and left an indelible mark on the audience. Kid Rock's love and marriage have been a tumultuous chapter in his life, with brief joys mixed with deep sadness. His most famous marriage was to Pamela Anderson, a Canadian actress and model, which lasted from July 2006 to February 2007. They first met in April 2001 at a VH1 Aretha Franklin tribute, where Anderson was attracted to his rebellious style. After a failed engagement in 2002, when Anderson refused to move to Michigan and argued over a prenup, they reunited on a yacht in Saint-Tropez in 2006. "It was like we had never been apart," he told People on August 2, 2006. They held 4 wedding ceremonies in succession, in Saint-Tropez, Beverly Hills, Nashville, and Detroit, as a testament to their intense love. However, the marriage quickly fell apart. On November 10, 2006, Anderson suffered a miscarriage, an event that Kid Rock later suspected was a hoax, adding to the tension between them. In Rolling Stone in 2007, he said that Anderson tried to control him, not wanting him to be happy when she was not around, such as when he went to a Lakers game instead of going to Vancouver with her. On November 27, 2006, Anderson filed for divorce, and Kid Rock followed suit shortly thereafter. A source close to Anderson told the New York Post that Anderson's role in Borat, a film he felt was humiliating, was the final straw, though he denied this and called her crazy for spreading the rumors. "She wanted me to live my life the way she wanted me to, but I couldn't," he told Blender in 2007. The sadness in the marriage came not only from the breakup, but also from the aftermath. The fight with Anderson's ex-husband, Tommy Lee, at the 2007 MTV VMAs was a testament to his lingering hurt. "I had to do it, because it had been brewing for so long," he said on the Kevin and Bean radio show in 2007. Before Anderson, he had been in a long-term relationship with Kelly South Russell since high school, but the betrayal of discovering that the 2 children were not his left deep wounds. After Anderson, he found stability